In Spain, they were known as Furias, four figures from the Greco-Roman mythology: Theseus, Sisyphus, Ixion, and Tantalus. But strictly speaking, this is not a confusion. You know, if you are familiar with classical mythology, the Furies were female creatures, four female monstrous creatures who had snakes instead of hair and bleeding eyes. But since the late 16th century in Spain, they were known as Furias because the first time that these four male figures were depicted was in four large canvases Mary of Hungary commissioned to Titian in 1548. So these paintings arrived to Spain. Mary of Hungary gave them to Philip II. They were displayed at the Alcázar de Madrid, and the room where these paintings were displayed was known as Sala de las Furias. Since then, since the 16th century onwards, in Spain they have been called Furias. So that's the reason why we have kept this name. It's also unique because it's the first and only major mythological project commissioned by a woman. The first idea behind the commission, when Mary of Hungary ordered these paintings to Titian, she intended them as political allegories. You know, these figures had been condemned to the Hades because they had risen up against the gods. So Mary of Hungary saw an analogy between these figures and the German princess who had revolted against his brother and whose his brother had defeated at the Battle of Mulberg just a year before she did this commission. From the late 16th century onwards, when it became an amazing vehicle for representing the maximum difficulty in art. For the artists and connoisseurs of the 16th and 17th century, they thought that the most complex and difficult form of art was the representing the naked body in these amazing, unusual, unexpected foreshortenings. The other thing that made difficult a work of art was the representation of pain was the most difficult one. And in the Furias, they had an amazing vehicle for representing both things. It is becoming very popular among young people. It's one of the few times that we have noticed that in the museum lately. All these things about the pain, the horror, this aesthetic of horror. I think that youngers in our world who have been watching, you know, Tarantino movies, for instance, you know, some of these things I am absolutely sure that they feel closer.